Do you know, I'm charging and I forgot to show the video of me plugging it in. I've got to get used to this. Anyway, so I'm charging up here now, only go up to 80%. We're ready for the trip on Saturday to Crewe. Currently we're showing 62%, 47 kilowatt drawing, 20 minutes to 80%. 80% will be fine. I've checked the route manager and it looks pretty good to get up there with about 15 or 16% left on, and obviously I'll charge up there before coming home on Sunday. So yeah, we'll just sit here now for 20 minutes or so and wait for this to charge up to 80%. Yeah, so I'm charging up to 80% and I was just looking at a better route planner. If I got 80% leaving to get to Crewe on Saturday, sorry for the glare, it's telling me that to arrive with about 20%, which is what I like to, or even 15%, it doesn't really matter, I'm going to have to charge once on the way up for about 10 minutes, which is fine. I've got no problem with that. It's given me two options of routes. One route is through Mid Wales, the blue line there, which means I stop at what's it called? Tuffins. I think it's near Welshpool. No, it's Craven Arms, that's right. So it tells me to stop at Craven Arms. If I go the other way, it tells me to stop. It's telling me to stop at the Tesla supercharger at Aberystwyth for about 10 minutes as well, so it doesn't really matter which way I go. And I have got the Tesla app on the phone. I haven't paid the subscription because I don't travel and use Tesla that often, but I'm actually toying with the idea of doing that, and because it's cheaper, because I think it works out using the Tesla supercharger. Bear with me a second. It's going to cost me How do I open this? It's going to cost me something in the region of about, I think it's about £2, I think it was. That's better. Yeah, so 52% up to 68%. 10 minutes charge duration. It's going to be, I think, so ad hoc price would be 42 pence a kilowatt hour. A member price would only be 30, so that would be me, 32 pence a kilowatt hour if I put it in with a thing. With a subscription, doesn't actually tell me how much it's going to be. Yes, it does. I think, no, it doesn't. Anyway, I think it came up when I looked at it earlier. It's going to come up about £2 to charge it there for that. So yeah, I'll take that. That's what I'll do. So yeah, so I think might possibly go the Aberystwyth route, and charge up at the Tesla supercharger and give that a go and see how we get on. So yeah, that looks good. So let me just sit you now. At the moment I'm showing that I have got another 12 minutes to 80%. I might sit a little bit longer, but I have found that if you go past 75-76%, that 42 kilowatts is going to drop down to about 26 kilowatts per hour. 26 kilowatt of energy being delivered, which isn't brilliant. So yeah, I think we'll just go to 80 if I'm truth be told, and I'll unplug it then. Yeah, so just a little update, just looking at going the Craven Arms way, stopping for 10 minutes or 9 minutes. I can use my Octopus Electroverse card and it will only charge me 59 pence per kilowatt hour, which will give me a cost of £5.86. so do I go Tesla, about £2.50, or pretty much double that again for the Craven Arms? it doesn't really matter. It's not a huge amount, so I won't decide really until probably Saturday morning when I leave where I'm going to go. Yeah, so just updating, like I said to you, at 74%, it dropped from 46 kilowatt hours to kilowatts to 35 kilowatts. Now, I have a feeling that when it gets closer to 80, it has in the past dropped to about 26. So I'll just keep an eye on that, but I've only got 7 minutes to go. So like I say, I'm still drawing 35, which is enough. And this is why this car's brilliant. I love this car. But its charging isn't super fast charging like you have on some of the higher end model cars. But, you know, it's good enough. And I think 35 kilowatt with 7 minutes to go to 80 is perfectly fine. Yeah, I told you, didn't I? 76%, it's suddenly dropped now to 23 kilowatts, which is drawing, but, you know, you don't want to be sat on this for too long. So like I say, you know, 6 minutes now to 80%, and that's what I'll go to, because otherwise it'll sit at 23 kilowatts past 80. It's just not worth it. So I'm better off using the 80% and traveling, and then having, if I have to stop for 10 minutes on the way up, I'd rather do that anyway. You probably want to stop for 10, 15, 20 minutes anyway. So yeah, so we'll just sit you now to the 80% and then we'll unplug. While we're waiting for it to do its last 2%, I think I'll tell you a little about this charger. I've used this quite often because it's quiet and it's never got anybody else here. It's Dragon Energy, an ABB charger. It's 56 pence per kilowatt hour. I've always found it to be empty here because it is actually tucked away in the back of an industrial estate. It's easy to get to, but I don't think many people, without looking at the Zap map or some other app, would actually know it's here. But like I say, I use this because it's quiet and I can get on and do some emails and do some other stuff while I sit in the car waiting for it to charge. So yeah, it's kind of my go-to charger. Very handy indeed. Okay, so we're showing that we've got a minute to go to 80%, and we will unplug when we get to 80. I think it's going to come up there now in a second. Yeah, we're at 80%, so at 23 kilowatts, so it really is time to unplug. So let's get the Electroverse card and let's go and unplug. So according to this, we've delivered 15.05 kilowatts hours, 24 kilowatts have been delivered. So it's dropped now to 15.41 kilowatt hours, 24 minutes in charging yet. So we'll stop it, put the RFID card on, and we're good to go. We're allowed to stop charging. So unplug, put it back in. And let's have a look to see what we've got on the charge when we plug in, when we start up. So put my Electroverse card back, switch on, okay, we're showing 210 miles, and I think it's 171 miles, give or take, to Crewe on Saturday, so I'm happy with that. So 80% charge, 210 miles, as you can see there. So yeah, happy, let's go home, and the car's ready for Saturday's trip. Oh yeah, but I'll tell you how much that cost me. So I was here for just less than 25 minutes. Delivered 15.21 kilowatt hours, and a receipt with Electroverse, £9.89, so just under a tenner, so I'm happy with that. Okay, so that's it now, guys. Next time you see me will be Saturday morning when we start off to go to Crewe. Catch you all later.